What's up, family? This is your man, not your boy. Go Black to Africa. Hey, we are here having another interview with a beautiful sister who's come to Africa, Tanzania, and coming from by way of America. I'm going to let my sister introduce herself, and we're going to get into what brought her here to Africa and how she likes it and what is her future and all that. So, sister, please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Latoya, and I am from Raleigh, North Carolina.
North Kakalaki. Yes, I'm very familiar with North Carolina. Used to be my old stomping grounds too, definitely, when I was living in Goldsboro. You know, we used to run up there in North Carolina, up in Raleigh, and club and party back in the day. You probably wasn't born then, but yeah. So, please share with the people about, you how long you been here in Africa?
Been here 3.5 months in Tanzania. Dar started out in Massassani, and it's a busy place, but it gives you the opportunity to get to know what goes on, and you get to meet some of the locals that are around that have their shops and talk to them. So yeah, it's been pretty awesome.
Yeah, I know Massassani, I lived over there, and that's a nice little spot over there because it's not really tourist area, and you got a lot of the locals, so you can get in there and really start to pick up some Swahili languages and stuff like the language and start to communicate, shop at some of the little local fruit stands and all that, really. So, okay, Massassani, you're there, you came to Africa. What really drove you to visit Africa? How did you find out about Africa? Why did you select Tanzania?
Okay. So, give a little story, try to make it as short as possible. I originally grew up in church, Christian, and growing up, I always had a little feeling that, wait, something might be different, So after a while, after actually Corona hit, so church had actually closed.
Ain't that something? Church closed. Okay, yeah.
Church closed, shut down. So it gave me the opportunity I'm a type of person, I like to research stuff. So it gave me the opportunity to look more into Christianity. Looked into Christianity and saw some discrepancies.
Okay, give us one discrepancy that you found in Christianity. You care to share? We can move on to go ahead with your story. I'm sorry, go ahead. Anyway.
So I was just reading a certain passage and going through, and in different areas it was talking about just the resurrection alone. Okay. Resurrection, how it was all these different stories. 3 different stories, but it's the same thing that happened, but it happened so differently. Some things were done in this story, some things weren't done in this story. And I'm like, how the heck, if these people were here, how they can't say that it was just this way? But that's my mom said. They had their own perspective of it. Okay, whatever.
So, okay, so that, I love, how our life sometimes will open up and things be revealed, which send you on a course, send you down that journey. And this right here is COVID came, church closed, you started to delve into some things, and then that took you from where? When these discrepancies you see, and then where did that take you?
So from there, I was kind of upset with what we were given as religion.
Okay.
And so I end up not knowing where to turn to. Of course, you're coming out of something you've been in all your life, and then it's like, what's next? You don't know anything else because you grew up just knowing Jesus, the white Jesus. So I ended up looking more, just taking a break, and I'm like, I'm not gonna believe in anything, nothing, and not even God. So
let me pause right there. That's powerful. I told my daughter, when she said, Daddy, I don't even know whether or not I believe in God or not. I said, ooh, you're at a very great place in your life because now you can start from scratch and find out for yourself.
Right.
Than what your mom and your daddy told you.
Right.
Okay, all right, I feel you on that. Yeah.
Yeah. So once I ended up just not believing in anything, I did happen to come across some YouTube channels of people who were pastors, and they left their basically, they was like, you know what, I'm done with this. They stepped down, and I ended up just listening to them and how they were talking about certain situations and the Bible as well. And so I ended up following them, and then I got into basically spirituality part of it. Even though they don't even really, they stopped believing in everything as well, even God. So
a European word. So I understand you give up God and you're giving up that European God. Yes.
You're giving up God.
Yeah.
So I ended up just constantly looking into myself. Who am I? And knowing that, okay, I know I didn't create myself. So I went back to, there's a creator. Something that created. So from there, I ended up just constantly looking into spirituality, and then came across a YouTube channel because I wanted to start my own business and all that. I was tired of always working for people and being held back. And so one of the people that I was following, he was talking about Africa. I'm like, why he keep throwing Africa in? What is so special about Africa? So me with my nosy self, I'm gonna look up and see why is he talking about Africa, and start going through my computer and just seeing how beautiful the lies. You know, they only show us on TV the kids sitting there with flies all over their body, pot belly, and they always sick. That's Africa. No, it's not. That's not Africa. But I wanted to look more into, okay, what is Africa really about? And I know here I am with this brown skin.
Over in a white country. Predominantly white country, yeah.
Right. So it's like, let me see. And for a while, I had been sitting there looking into, basically on the west side of Africa, Gambia, Ghana, all of that stuff. So ended up looking into, wanted to see what Gambia had to offer. And from there, a whole year's worth of planning, we finally took the plunge. And now, didn't get to go to the Gambia because of COVID, and Tanzania had opened up. So here we are, and this is where we've been for the past 3.5 months.
Wow. So you've been here for the last 3.5 months. How has Tanzania been for you? You know, you have 2 children, teenagers.
Yes.
And, you know, I had the opportunity to talk with them and all. And like teenagers, as long as they got their phones and stuff, they're basically good.
I wish you could turn the camera.
Huh?
I wish you could turn the camera.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
That's exactly what they're, look, they're over there. Let me see if I got a, look at that. That's teenagers, heads in the phones, you know. But how have you liked it? And I know the children was kind of sharing that, you know, really hasn't grown on them, you know, friends and stuff. Of course they miss, but for you, you know, how's it been?
Tanzania has been awesome. You know, the only thing that I wish I could do more is speak Swahili. That's it. I wish I could speak Swahili like I speak English. But when we first got here, coming from, when we came, it was winter. When we left, and then we come straight to the heat. So loving the tropical feeling of the atmosphere, but we were welcome. We were welcome when we came. And you know, still to this day, you know, people be like, oh, where you from? The locals, where you from? I tell them, it's like, you should stay here. This is where your home is. So, so far, I haven't had any problems with any of the people that have been here. They've been more than helpful. So I really appreciate the love that has been shown and the people.
Nice. Now, 3.5 months, are you looking at staying? Are you going to leave? What is your plans here for the near future?
Okay. So right now, we're going to head back to the States, and I'm going to gather up some more stuff. But my plan is to come back to the continent. And what I want to do, like Go Black to Africa does, I want to travel along the continents, different continents, because I want to get a feel of the cultures. I want to know, okay, I've been in Tanzania. I see how they rock here. Don't know everything, but I want to go around and see all the other cultures, even though they have these borders, but Africa in a whole.
So Tanzania had a heavy influence on you wanting to come back, wanting to travel, get to know other cultures and stuff within the continent. Is that what are you taking away from Tanzania when you go back? I mean, as far as you came here, you know, because of some things that transpired, spirituality hit you, you got here. What was the vibe here? Apparently it was very impressed upon you because you're looking at returning and stuff. So how was that vibe there? I mean, that connection with Africa and all.
Well, the vibe was, first, before we even left the States, 3 days before we were to come here, me and my son was clearing out some of the stuff so we can get our stuff ready to travel. In 10 minutes, by the time we came in the house, 10 minutes later, there were gunshots.
Wow.
Right by the window where I was sitting. So.
And hold up, in Raleigh?
In Raleigh.
You stay in the hood?
Yeah.
Gunshots, I guess. Any place that got gunshots, you might as well call it hood. Let me stop. I'm just joking. Go ahead, anyway. Go ahead. But there was gunshots.
Gunshots, about 6 or 8. They just popping off right there by the window. And I'm like, oh, really? So being here, I haven't heard not one gunshot.
Nah, you're not gonna hear that.
No,
yeah.
Not one. And I'm not afraid to be out and about traveling and worrying about where's the police?
Yeah.
Who's gonna harass me today? Am I gonna survive today? So that, and just feeling that connection just to Africa, where my ancestors are from, that alone, I'm gonna miss when I have to go back to the U.S. because I think that's probably gonna be the only thing I'm gonna be thinking about. I'm ready to go back. So Tanzania alone has put a stamp on my heart because I'm not a really big traveler, but now it makes me want to travel. It makes me want to know more.
This your first time out of the country of America?
First time.
Wow. And first time in Africa.
Yes.
And that's the beautiful thing why I say that people should come and visit. You know, not to say you got to pack up and move forever. No, come and visit because I guarantee you come and visit, whether you go back or not, you're coming back again.
Right.
I hear that story over and over and over again to where it's actually going to draw you in to even move and stay. And so I think that's really the powerful vibe or energy that's here in the motherland. Is the first time I came, it was the same. I mean, it was an experience that I will never forget. But yeah, so, okay, so you're going to leave out, you're going to come back, travel Africa and all that right there. What do the kids think? They're teenagers, they're going to be done with high school and probably move on to some other things. But what are they saying?
Teenagers, what do we say?
Yeah.
They want to stay, you know, around family and friends. But one thing that my nieces or my family hasn't done, they haven't got up and came and stayed in Africa. And they don't even know or even had the experience to make the decision. But I think being that my kids have been here and they've seen it, when they go back, they're going to remember. And once they remember, they'll probably want to come back. But right now, teenagers, but I think the older they get, they appreciate.
Yeah, you know, just the walls that have been torn down in their mindset. Nobody now can ever say to them, oh, Africa, what Africa? They got starving people and they ain't got no cars and big buildings and they're not, you know, they know. Now your kids know the truth because they've been here, they've seen it, they smelt it, they tasted it, touched it, they interacted with it. That's something they can never ever forget, you know. And I believe that when the stuff hits the fan in America, you know, it's already hitting the fan, but when more and more of these things that are going on, you know, that we see today, they'll know there is a safer place they can always go to if the heat continues there in America for them, which will continue. Okay, so you know, that's powerful. So what do you have to share with those who have not been to Africa? You know, do you think it's something that, you know, they should explore? What would you say to the brothers and sisters out there who are, you know, on the teeter of, well, should I come and visit, or I've never been, I don't have an interest, or even if they left Africa and still over in the Western world, what would you say to them?
All right. So to my brothers and sisters that are there in the West and you are melanated, come to Africa. You might not know anything about it. Guess what? Google. Come to Africa and see what it has to offer. What we have been taught and what we have learned from school, which is Africa is poor, but Africa is so rich. So I just want you to know, me being here, me not really knowing much besides what I was Googling, but being here on the ground, nobody's starving. I came over here a certain weight. I gained weight.
You gain weight? You the only one I've heard who gained weight.
I gained weight, so we ain't starving.
Yeah.
So come and see what the people here are like. Stop thinking that these poor people, we're poor. We're poor in we're poor there in America. Over here in Africa, they're rich.
Definitely, they're rich, and not necessarily monetary wise, but we're talking spirit wise. When you see, I mean, just the youth and the people at peace, no drama and arguing, and fussing and fighting and shooting and killing, and I mean, when you see mannerable children, when you see, you know, respect by others, you know, the elders or the ones your age, when you see that happy person who says karibu, you know, welcome, they say it genuinely, you know what I mean? And not to say that everywhere is perfect, and Africa is not perfect, but it's a total different spirituality that's here when it comes to people respecting one another.
Right.
You know, it ain't like this there in America. You know, you can find the biggest mansions, probably bigger than in America. You know, some of the latest, greatest fashionable cars and lifestyles and living and clothing and jewelry, all that stuff some of y'all might be worried about. You can find it right here.
Sure can.
And find that here, though, less stress, less worry, you know, and your money go a whole lot further than there in the U.S. So I thank you, sister, for allowing me to interview you, because I believe that you have an impactful spirit that where those people will even vibe and be able to lean their ear to what you're saying. And some people are going to come visit. You know, some people are teeter-tottering back and forth on this matter. And I appreciate you just for sharing your story. With that, family, another interview here. Another interview will be there. This is your man, not your boy. Go black to Africa, we say.
Bye.